Alrighty guys, welcome, this is your host ID Jester. We are going to be playing a distant plane insurgency in Afghanistan. This is your host ID Jester. Thanks for joining me, and let's see how things go now. So we've played a few turns of 80 and Abyss, and we decided to put that one on hold until I get my my second edition upgrade kit from GMT. So we're going to be looking at a distant plane and going to try this one out. I'm just trying to make sure everything's organized after adjusting my microphone and camera and everything. Alright, so this is obviously Afghanistan. This is actually Pakistan over here and down here. The four different factions are going to be the coalition forces up here in the kind of goldish tan color. You got the government forces in blue up here. You have the Taliban down here in the bottom, which are black. And you have the Warlords, which are down here in the bottom right hand corner, and they're green. This is the default campaign setup that we're using here. Each location is going to be controlled by either the coalition or by the Taliban, or it'll be neutral. And the way you determine that is if the coalition and the government forces outnumber the Taliban. So you can see the Taliban has two in here, and so they have control. Coin has control. So you actually combine the two of them with the government and the coalition. So in this case, if there was a coalition and a government force in there, this would go back to neutral because neither one of them own it. So you add both of them up, which is kind of interesting. The coalition, actually, if we look at our track up here, you notice there is no coalition marker up here on the track because they don't have resources. They use the Afghan resources. Anytime they have to spend resources, they're going to spend the Afghan resources, and a lot of times they'll actually do things to bring in Afghan troops and stuff. But they do have their own forces and bases and everything like that. In Pakistan, which are these three border regions here, the U.S. The only forces that can be on there are Taliban forces, unless the card event says otherwise. There are airstrikes and stuff you can do in these territories, but you can't actually move units into there. And that is determined also how Pakistan feels about the Taliban down here on this, what they call the Islamabad track. And it tells you in each little area how they feel and what the Taliban can do. Right now it starts off in backing, which means the Taliban, which rally in and march to or from Pakistan, costs 0 resources. So they can rally and march to and from any area in Pakistan, and it doesn't cost any resources. So let's look at our tracks up here at the top. So the government starts off with 20 resources, and the Warlords start at 10. The Taliban starts at 5. Let's talk about each of the victory conditions. So the coalition wins if they can get support and the number of available pieces to equal 31 or higher. So you can see they have a whole bunch of pieces over here. Right now they have 15 available troops. They have 5 available bases, so that total is 20. So you can see at 20 is their available support and available units. There's no support actually on the map that starts. Again, they start at neutral. Events and stuff that you want to do can cause it to go to either support or opposition. And right now nothing actually has support or opposition in it. So the 20 points is where the coalition starts. They're trying to get up to 31. So obviously they want to take over some territory and get it from neutral, obviously, over to support. The Taliban is pretty much the exact same opposite. They start with, their token is opposition plus bases. You can see they have 4 bases on the map here. and they have no opposition on the map. So they have 4. They start at 4. If they can get it up to 21 by bases and opposition, again, if they were to go in an area and create this to be opposition, this would be worth 1 victory point. So they would adjust. So the Taliban and the coalition kind of have the same objective, just for their side. It's kind of opposite and opposing one another. The U.S. are trying to get support. The Taliban is trying to get opposition. You're going to adjust those up and down when they do. And there's a difference between support and control. So you can have support in an area, but there might be other forces there which might have control of it. So there's 2 different things, support and control. Hey Jay, how you doing? Good to see you. Tony's bored life. What's going on? Why aren't you at work today, buddy? After a long time I finally played LOD again. Thanks to you guys. Have some great coin weeks coming up now. LOD, Liberty or Death? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Oh, you're at lunch. Yeah, I took the day off of work because my back was giving me problems this morning, so I didn't go into work. So I had the day off. Yeah. All right, so that's the Taliban and the coalition kind of have opposite objectives. Taliban again is trying to get opposition. The coalition is trying to get support. The government wins if they have total coin population plus patronage exceeds 35. So again, they're trying to get coin controlled population. So again, some control, but they also need to have their patronage, which is kind of their how do they describe the patronage? It's kind of like their ability to kind of pay off people, I guess. That starts at 5, and they have 13 because they have coin control population. So the coin control, right? So they just need control. Control, like I said, is different in that it's if the total number of coalition and government forces are in an area, they have control of that area. Different than their support for, whether it's for or against. So they want to expand out, get a whole bunch of troops and police. These are troops, so they're dark blue. Police are the light blue. And get a whole bunch of areas under coin control. The more areas they get under coin control, the higher their patronage. They need to get it up to 35, actually 36, and then they can win. Now the Warlords are different. The Warlords are kind of the in-between the coalition and the Taliban. The coalition are trying to get support. The Taliban are trying to get opposition. The Warlords want everything neutral. Neutral everything. Just make everything neutral. Leave it all neutral. That's the way we like it. And so they win when they get the number of base uncontrolled population over 15. So that's just all these neutral areas over 15, and they have to have 41 resources or more. Actually, right now, there is 16. As you can see, most of these areas are neutral. So the coalition is going to want to get support. The Taliban is going to want to get opposition. The government's going to want to get lots of control on the map. And then the Warlords want everything just neutral everywhere. So they can do their own thing without being bothered by anybody else. So that's kind of the 4 factions. And I think that's pretty much all I'm going to cover. There is, like they say, there's this track here about how Pakistan feels about the Taliban, and this can go up and down by different events and such. Right now they're backing it, like I mentioned, so if they rally and march to and from Pakistan, it's free. It doesn't cost the Taliban anything to do that. Now, when this goes down, then it will cost. So obviously the Taliban wants to keep this as high as possible. So, hey Stephen, how you doing? Good afternoon. All right, so that's just broad overview strokes about everything. I think we are getting ready to go. I've got everything, I think, ready to play. Last thing is, again, we're playing the main scenario. We're going to remove 12 random cards and 1 propaganda card, and then we're going to shuffle and stack 5 piles. All right, so I've been literally shuffling these for like a day now. So these should be pretty shuffled, to tell you the truth. So we're going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take out 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll take out 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do that. Now the rules actually say to look at the cards and see if there's any capabilities on the cards and put those capabilities into play, but you can play with no capabilities. So I'm going to play it with no capabilities on right now. So we're just going to take these 12 and put them aside. There is 6 of these propaganda cards. We just use 5 of them. And now we're going to separate this into 5 piles really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! I could have had this set up ahead of time, but yeah, whatever. I wanted to show you how I was going to do things. So after playing with 80 and Abyss and setting up the decks and stuff, I noticed that they changed how that is done in some of the newer versions of it. Because you can run into issues where actually, like, when you randomly shuffle these propagandas into the deck, it could end up on the very top, or it could end up on the second card, which kind of isn't where you want, or it could end up on the very bottom of this stack, and then the very top one in the next stack could end up happening, so you could have 2 of them in a row. So what I've decided to do is to kind of force this issue to not run into those problems. Is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the top 4 cards, and then I'm going to shuffle 1 into the deck. So it won't be in the top 4 cards. Oops, left a card behind. So it won't be in the top 4, we know that, but you don't know after that it'll be anywhere else, okay? And then put the 4 cards back on top. And then what I'm going to do is, just to make sure there's a break, and even if it's at the bottom, I'm just going to take the top 2 cards off of here, and I'm going to shuffle this up. So that way there will always be at least a card or 2 between them, and you won't run into that situation where you can have back-to-back things. So, and then I'm going to put these 2 on top, put that underneath this. And the same thing, I'm just going to take top 2 cards off. We're going to shuffle it in. Boom, 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 boom. You can do it however you want. I don't want to run into that situation where I go through all this setup and then I flip up the top card and it's a propaganda. And then you basically ruin your deck. You got to do it all over again. So I'm just kind of preventing that from happening, right? And then these are, okay, so these are the top 2. So I put those underneath. Then I will take these 2, take a propaganda, shuffle it in there. So this way, like I said, you just have a little bit of space between them for sure. like I said, it could end up where you have one where it's on the very bottom, and then the next stack, you shuffle randomly default. If you use the default rules, you can have it on the very top, and then would have two back to back. And so this will go on top now, so there'll be at least two cards between each, minimum of two cards between each propaganda. And then the last one here, two cards. Take the propaganda, shuffle it in here. Oh, all right. Come here, you. All right, I've been looking through the AI flowcharts. I've been reading a lot of the rules. I've been, just checking things, double checking things. And so I feel pretty confident that we should be able to do this without too many problems. Who knows? Where's a good place for these? I don't want them too close because I'll be knocking them over. So I'm actually going to send them right there. All right. All right, so those are all shuffled up. We got everything nice and neat and organized. Everyone can see okay, I'm hoping. We got our little tokens separated up over here. I think we're ready to go. Now, the only thing I might do is slide this stuff down. So that way we have like a little discard pile right here. So, anyways, the first card. And then the upcoming card, obviously, will be on here. So let's look at what we have here. Okay, so it's going to be, and this is actually brown on the actual text. Now, one thing to note on these cards, and it is probably, obviously, third game of the series, right? Third game of the series. We're now up to like 10 or 11, and they've worked through some of these issues now, but right? So one of the things is on these event cards, there is this little, tiny, I mean, you can barely see it kind of thing, halo around some of the faction things at the very top of the card, which tell you that yes, that faction likes to play it, but it is so thin that unless you actually really look for it, it's hard to say. So, looks like the coalition is first, followed by the Warlords, followed by the Taliban, followed by the government. This is the economic project. So if the coalition plays this is eroded networks. In each space with cubes, replace an insurgent faction's base with its guerrilla. Wow. Unfortunately, we got no cubes in with the Taliban right now. Now, there looks to me like there's a little halo around the warband. And the best way to tell if there is or not is there is this little nice random space sheet, but on the back of it is the special instructions. And if we look at card number 14, it will kind of let us know. Economic project. The Taliban will choose an op and special action Warlords. If Warlords would gain no res. What res? They would also choose an op or special action. So the shaded one is civil military friction misdirects aid. An insurgent gains +3 resources per space with both the coin base and its pieces. Well, that wouldn't be anywhere right now. So we are actually playing as the coalition, guys. I don't think I mentioned that. But let's look at the next card here. And this is a line item. Congress appropriates. If you choose this option, add the lesser of aid or +15 to the government resources. So in this case, aid is at 9. If aid was higher than 15, you'd add 15. But adding 15 resources is pretty good. And then cuts. Cut aid to half its level, rounded down. Executing faction remains eligible as well. But the government will get to go first next time. They're not going to get to go in this card anyways. So it'll be up to the government to decide if they're going to play that or not. So, Coalition, we're up first. I don't think having the Warlords or the Taliban executing that 3 resources, if they have their units in with a coin base. There's only one coin base on the map right now, and they're not in Kabul, so that's not that big a deal right now. That's kind of a bad start, actually. Kind of a dead card. All right, so what are we going to do, you might ask? Well, that's a great question. Where's my little card over here? And of course, I just slid this across the table and knocked everything out of position. Ugh. Really? And one of it fell down behind my desk. Something fell down behind my desk. Good Lord. Hang on, guys. I'm over here moving the desk around. Big, huge, massive desk. Ugh. I'm back. Did you miss me? Rez is... Oh, Rez... that makes sense. I did find an extra dice behind there. Alright, now I just need to double check everybody's starting numbers to make sure I didn't mess that all up there. I'm sure I did. Alright, where are we? Oh, we're playing the what they call the extended game. All right, so patronage is at 5. Government is at 20. Warlords are at 10. Warlords are at 10. Aid is at 9. Taliban is at 5. Patronage is at 5. Okay, so we didn't do too bad. We didn't wipe it completely out. Okay, good. Oh, my back still hurts. Yeah, moving that desk was really good, wasn't it? Good for my back. So we can do things like train, patrol, sweep, and assault. Special activity, surge, airlift, and airstrike. I think we are going to... All right, we're going to train. We are going to train. All right, so we get to spend the government's money. We might as well. It doesn't cost us anything. The only area we can train is where there's a base. So if a coalition base, which we do, right? We can train. Then we can train one space with coin control, so we can move in up to 6 little cubes, government cubes. So we're gonna bring in 3 and 3, right there, and then so that costs us 3 because we selected this area. And that's the only place we have a base. So that's the only place we can do anything. And yes, my back is now hurting again. Thank you. All right. Then, in one train space where you selected, with coin control, which we have, we can buy a civil action with government resources. So that costs us 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're down to 17. But we brought a whole bunch of their guys on. What do they want? We can now buy a civil action. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy one civil action. What am I thinking? And we're going to make this, woohoo, support. So that's going to cost us, does it cost us anything extra to do that? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's look at the rules. I think it does, actually, but I want to look at it real quick here, so just be patient. Alrighty. We're doing a... Yeah, the coalition, the government... Oh, that's in the resupply phase, though. Let's look at their actions. Their special actions. Operations. We're doing a train. In each selected province with the coin factions base and in Kabul, place up to 6 government cubes, any combination. Conduct a civil action to build support. The space must have coin control. The civil action costs 3 government resources per terror marker removed and level shifted, even if the training operation was free. So it wasn't free, but it will cost us 3 resources. So 1, 2, 3. It's we're spending their money. We don't care. That's fine. But it's now our support, which is important because we now have more support. 1, 2, 3. Cabal is worth 3. That's what this is here. So we start at 20. 1, 2, 3. We're at 23. That's going to knock down the Taliban. No, it's not going to knock the Taliban down because it was neutral. Right. Okay, so they're not going to go anywhere. And the uncontrolled population is not going to go anywhere because it was already controlled by coin anyway. So they don't have to worry about that. All it did was take us up a little bit, which is nice. All right, so that is our action. We did an oh, yes, we want to do a special activity now, don't we? Right. Now, do we want to move these guys down and start taking over some of these other territories? We can move. We can surge or airlift. So we can add and withdraw coalition forces, add aid or give resources to warlords, train. Location, 3 spaces, cabal or coin-controlled provinces. Move any coalition pieces desired among the 3 spaces and available. If desired, add a die roll total between aid and what? That doesn't make any sense. What am I doing here? Jesus. Sometimes you have to just look at these things, but that's okay. What are we doing? We're doing a special action now, right? Special actions. So special actions. Here we go. Thinking about what does the surge give us, right? Surge. Surge brings coalition forces into and out of Afghanistan and can add to aid the government or resources to the warlords. It may only accompany training and takes place in up to 3 spaces that include Kabul or any province with coin control. Never Pakistan. Move any coalition pieces desired among the 3 spaces and the coalition available force box. Oh, so this is a way for the coalition to get guys back over because, again, their total is 15 and 5, right? Plus support, which is 3, so that's 23. So if they get more guys back over here, right? Their total, our total will go up, which would be good. But I'm not sure I want to do that yet because it's not like we're going to win right off the bat anyway, so it's not going to matter. Airlift, what does the airlift do? Mass troop quickly for an operation. Accompany any 3 spaces. Redistribute any coalition troops and up to 3 government troops among the 3 spaces. Well, let's look at that. Airlift. Airlift moves troops, especially to mass them quickly for an operation. Move any coalition troop and up to 3 government troops among any 3. Not Pakistan. Move any coalition troops and up to 3 government troops among the 3 spaces. Oh, okay, so you choose 3 spaces, and then you can move the units around. Which, like to get some guys down. You can only take 3 government troops with us, but we got a ton of guys. We don't need them causing problems. We actually do have 1 piece there as well. That's how we have control of that area. We have that 1 piece in there. I don't know. Or we don't have to do a special action. We could just go with the regular op, but it seems like a wasted opportunity if you don't do a... Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that. Why not? We'll choose the 3 areas. We're going to choose that one, this one, and this one. So we're going to move a couple troops there, a couple troops there. I don't know, do we bring in a coalition over there as well? Why not? There we go. So there we go. We redistributed our forces. Woohoo! We're done. I don't know good moves or bad moves yet. I haven't played this game. This is the first time. So, alright, so the Warlords are up next. They could do the event if they wanted, but again, an insurgent gains +3 resources per space with both a coin base and its pieces. Well, none of that, so we don't have to worry about the Warlords taking it. So it looks like if they would go here, but they're not going to get to go because the government will more than likely take that. So they're going to have to just do a limited operation. Let's look at our AI charts. Ooh, yeah. So we get to finally use the AI charts. There's a sequence of availability thing, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so what are we doing? We're doing the Warlords. Warlords, there we go. Alright. If current card is a momentum card, no. Is the current card capability? No. Play shaded part if it will increase pop? No. If Warlord? No. Okay. If none, rally. Would replace guerrillas with a base? No. Player victory margin? I would say no. He doesn't... actually, no, because he doesn't have the 40 resources yet, so it's no. He's going to march. Okay, so leaving a minimum of 1 or 2 guerrillas in each warlord space. Well, that doesn't make much sense, because he only got 2 guys out. Well, let's just look at the old instructional booklet. Oh yeah, they don't get a limited op, do they? Yeah. Move them somewhere you can try and get support. Yeah, okay, so we did that. Here and here, yeah. Oh wait, no, because we need a base. The only way to get support is to get a base. So that's a good point. What do we need to do to get a base? Right? Come here, you. So the terrain adds in government cubes. Patrol will move cubes. Sweep. Assault. Bias, I don't see. Where would you get... How are they going to get their bases on the map? That's a good question. Training doesn't look like it adds... It adds units. Patrol will move coalition troops online in communications, stopping sabotages. Sweep, move troops, including up to one government per coalition. Let's look at that, because normally what you do is you do your train option, and then you can swap out 2 of your units for a base, right? So let's see, is that a thing? The government may place government cubes only if the space has a coalition base. So how do you get a base then? If the government replaces any 3 government cubes with a government base, any 3 government cubes with a base. So actually, if that's going to be the case, then I'm going to want an extra dude in each one of those areas, I think. So it shows the government, but how in the frickety frackety frook does the coalition get a base? I mean, they start with a base, but they have more bases to bring in. It says, place up to 6 government cubes, any combination of government troops and police. If no more government cubes are available, cubes may be taken from elsewhere on the map. The coalition may place government cubes only if the space has a coalition base, then up to 1 other selected space, either conduct a civil action, right, to bring it over to support. If the government, you can replace 3 cubes to create a base. And if the coalition and the space is cabal, transfer 3 patronage to government resources. Okay, so that does not allow them to get a base on. Does not. I see nowhere there. Patrol. Patrol's not going to do it. Sweeping. Assault is taking stuff off. Yeah, it looks like it's got to be some kind of strange thing going on here. All right. All right, well, I'm not going to spend our day looking for it. We'll come across it when we come across it, I guess. I don't know. So, Warlord, what the hell is the Warlord going to do? Right, so we were looking at the Warlord when we got our questions. So, the question is, Rally would replace guerrillas with bases. No, which means they would do a march, get 1 underground guerrilla at Warlord. All right, so let's look at the Warlord March. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. See what happens. Where's the... That's the special activities. Alright, March. March observations. Move friendly guerrillas. Moving guerrillas may begin in any space. Pay 1 resource per province or city the guerrillas move into. 0 resources to move online and control if a limited operation. All moving guerrillas must end in a single destination. Warlords may not select Pakistan as a destination. Players may not march on the final event card. Procedure. The executing faction moves any of its guerrillas desired into an adjacent space. Warlord guerrillas move once only. Taliban guerrillas may conduct additional marches if the destination was Pushtan. Pushtan are these green areas. You can see that they're special. Their population numbers in green. So there's these areas, and Kabul is also. So if the Taliban marches into these areas, they can march again. Okay, well then a march is not. Yeah, I mean, the space already has at least one of the faction's bases, and for warlords is non-Pashtun space. The faction may either flip all of its guerrillas there underground or place a number of guerrillas up to the sum of the bases there, plus the space's population. I mean, a rally, I think, is a much better option for them. So they can get more bases on the map. I'm not sure why these bases are not in the space, but okay. But when you look at the flowchart, it says you go through whether or not it's going to play the card. Then you go down here, and it says rally would replace guerrillas with base. Well, right now, no, because you need how many to replace a base? Two guerrillas with one of its bases. So it wouldn't place the base anywhere, so then it would go down to march, which means it would move, which doesn't make much. I mean, he doesn't want to leave his bases undefended because it says leave a minimum of 1 guerrilla. I would say they're going to have to do this. They're going to have to do a rally because it just doesn't make any sense. In each selected space, places one of its available guerrillas. So they're going to rally. So that's what they're going to do. I don't care. Hey, Rough Swordsman. It's Surge and oh, it's Surge. It's Surge. Let's look at Surge. Let's look at Surge. Doesn't say it on the special activities. I'm not doubting you, but where's Surge? Oh, that's under special activities. I don't see it anywhere on here, my man. Coalition available forces. Move any coalition pieces desired among the 3 spaces. And the coalition available force box. Oh, so they could move their base down here? Is that what? And then later, when they do their regular special activity, because they're in Cabal, oh, okay, I got you. Okay, no, move the back. I got you. I understand. I understand now. So, yes. All right. So, we should probably undo that and not even worry about the Warlords yet. We should probably undo that. Yes, yep, I figured it out. Took a second, but yes, you are correct. So, let me move this stuff back over here. Now I got to set it up like it was set up to begin with. Yeah, but I figured it out with your help, so thank you. So in here we have 1 troop and 1 police, okay. And in Kandahar, it had coin control, 1 troop, and 1 troop and 1 police. So these all, okay. So their first action was to bring guys there. Right. Then their second action is to do the surge. Right? Their special action will be the surge, which is that's operations, special activities. Yeah, I got it. All right. So surge. So you're going to select up to 3 locations. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Now it says, surge brings coalition forces into and out of Afghanistan and can add to aid the government and resources to the warlords. It may only accompany training and takes place in up to 3 spaces that include Cabal and 8 provinces with coin control. We have coin control. We have coin control. We have coin control. Okay. Move any coalition pieces desired among the 3 spaces and the coalition available force box, which is this box up here. So between these 3 spaces, we can move guys in or out however we want. So we could bring a base. Come back here, you little thing. Jeez Louise. So we could bring a base. We can bring more units. And right, so we can bring guys from their bases, whatever we want to bring, we can bring. Move any coalition pieces, demand, and if desired, you can add a die roll between aid and warlord resources. So you could also roll a die and distribute the number among aid and warlord resources. So you would roll a die. Where's our dice? Golly, where's our dice? Where did our dice go? Yeah, Steven, you're the man. Look at you helping me figure this out. So I got to make sure these little things don't fall over here. All right. So we got to bring a base over here. We can't... I don't know where I was getting moving the the troops. Oh, we were doing an airlift, right? Okay, so we undid the airlift is what we did. Right. So we just undid the. We're not doing an airlift. We're doing the surge, right? Okay, so now we got dice. So with the surge, you could also roll a die, and you would add that to the aid value, but it also adds to the Warlords resources as well. So that's an option if you want to add to the aid, but of course, the Warlords are siphoning off some of that money there. All right. We got it. All right. Thank you, Stephen. Again, Mr. Eyeball, Mr. Eagle Eye. That's what he is. He's Eagle Eye. All right. So we got that figured out. So we can bring a base over. We can bring over another troop. We're actually gonna bring a troop over there. I'm gonna bring another troop over here just because I want to keep this under coin control. This one I'm not too worried about. It's got plenty of dudes in there, so that's fine. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, but now our support and available goes down because our support is at 19 now because we brought a base down. And our support is 3. So it's 19 and 3 is 22. So we lost a point on our thing because the more we bring on the map, the harder it will be for us to do anything to get to our victory points because we're using up our resources. I got it. Okay. Yeah. I like that. That's cool. I like that. Super good. Look at that little die I found underneath my desk. All right. So now on to the Warlords. Yes, we are finally done with that turn. Thank you once again, Mr. Steven Eagle Eye Man. So I'm actually just going to read through the Warlord thing here and ignore that flowchart for right this minute because it's just not giving me a great abilities. Okay, that's all about whether or not they're going to use the card. Random spaces. Okay, here we go. Actions. Alright. If the current sweep, if there is underground Taliban guerrilla or a support space or an underground guerrilla and a player faction with a coalition base, the coalition will sweep. So that's coalition. We don't care about them. We don't care about their train or surging. We want... we don't want the government. We want the other dude. Warlord. Where's the Warlord? Non-player Warlord. Okay. If the following unshaded capabilities in effect, do the following, blah, blah, blah. Pass events and operations. All right, rally. If the rally operation bullet would replace guerrillas with a base, the Warlord will rally. If no such rally is possible, well, that's interesting. If the rallying up to 3 spaces, first space with 3 or more Warlord guerrillas. If the rally operation would replace guerrillas with a base, the Warlord will rally as follows. Rallying up to 3 spaces. But it won't replace a base, though. He's only got a base and a dude. He's got a base and a dude. That's all he has on the map. That's what he starts with. I mean, he would later on in this bullet point add dudes, but it says if the rally operation bullet would replace guerrillas with a base, the warlord would rally as follows. Rallying up to 3 spaces first, in spaces where there are 3 or more warlord guerrillas. No. Second, replace 2 warlord guerrillas with a base. Note, if the stubborn special activity does not here occur in the maximum allowed number of spaces, attempt to complete the special activity, blah, blah, blah. Then, in the highest populous space, with 1 or more population, a single warlord base and room for another. If rally, place guerrillas, blah, blah, blah. Then, rally in all spaces where there would be warlord bases but no warlord guerrillas. Then, rally at all warlord bases. Then, rally at all warlord guerrillas but with no warlord bases. Blah, 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 blah. Then it says if no such rally is possible, skip to 8.94, which would be March. So I'm going to say he would rally, right? And then there's a set of circumstances. The first one being a space with 3 or more warlords. No. So we don't have that. We can ignore that. Second bullet point. The one with the highest population space with 1 or more population and a single warlord base and room for another, which is here and there. If rally, place guerrillas and then place rallies and then cultivate. Otherwise, cultivate and then rally. Okay, so we would add 2 here because 1 plus 1 is 2. And we add 3 up there because of 2 plus 1. All right, cultivate. Cultivate. What is cultivating? If not eligible, cultivating space. Within the bullet points 2, 3, or 4 above. Let's look at what the flowchart says. In one space where 1 plus population, warlord guerrillas outnumber police and selected for rally or march. Oh yeah, we should have selected these, right? Oh, we'd already... Nope. So we selected these 2 areas. Outnumber police and selected for rally or march. Where warlords bases already... or no warlord rally 1 or more space and then cultivate there. Cultivate. Well, it doesn't even tell you what the hell cultivate is. Look at that. Oh, well. And then cultivate there. It just says, and then cultivate. Well, I'm assuming that means... Cultivate is foul. First, if this is the... Skip it if it's the last play of the game. No. Then cultivate in a space with an existing warlord base. Then in a space with no warlord base. What is cultivating, though? Does it even tell us? It doesn't even tell us what to do for cultivating. You will randomly select 1 space where you can cultivate and then select 2 random spaces. You will randomly select 1 space and then you can cultivate there. But what is cultivating? It doesn't even tell us what cultivation is. It just says cultivate. Cultivate the following. First, if this is the last campaign, skip to traffic below. Then cultivate in a space with an existing warlord base. Then in a space with no warlord base. If no eligible cultivation space has been found, rally in one or more space and then cultivate there. But it doesn't tell us what the hell cultivate is. I don't know if cultivate is getting your money or if that's creating the bases. Alright, so let's go through rally step by step. If the rally operation bullet will replace guerrillas with the base, the warlord will rally. Preliminaries. Rally in up to 3 spaces. I think we can only do the 2. First. Well, wait a minute. Up to 3 spaces. So can he just choose a space? Like this one up there? Let me take my pawns back here because I'm cultivate 4.5. Oh, maybe it's on the regular player's actions. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Yeah, at a base. All right. Yeah, place a war. That's what I thought it meant, but okay. So. Okay, so because you're cultivating, if we're using the flow chart, right? If we're using the flow chart and it says, if it says rally would replace guerrillas with base or bases, that's actually technically a no the way it's set up to begin with 1 piece in each area. Sorry, or was it 2 pieces? I forget. No, it was with 1 piece and a base is what they have, right? That's what they start with. So technically, if we're following the flowchart, rally would replace guerrillas with bases. Yes or no? In this case, it's no. And then it says player victory margin positive. The flowchart is only space selection. Oh, so this is only for space selection? Oh. Okay. All right. Where was our non-player warlord actions? All right, rally up to 3 spaces. So sure, we're just going to select this one, and this one. Sure, that's what we're going to check. First, in spaces with 3 or more warlord guerrillas. You can ignore that because there's none. Then, in the highest population space with 1 or more population, a single warlord base, and room for another, which is this area and that area. If rally, place guerrillas, enables cultivate, rally, and then cultivate. Otherwise, cultivate and then rally. If rally, placing guerrillas enables cultivate, rally, and then cultivate. Okay, so we're going to rally, which is what we were trying to do to begin with. We're going to add 2 there. We're going to add 3 up here. Like this. And we're going to add just 1 there because we don't have a base. There you go. And we go there because it's worth 2 points. So, whatever. Alright, then we can cultivate. Cultivate is taking... Is it 2 or 3? Oh, you just get to, you don't remove anything. Hold on a second. Holy crap. So the Warlords, it doesn't cost them anything to place down a base? Wow, that is huge. Just place a Warlord base there. No, it doesn't cost anything. Well, I guess it's a special activity, but... Okay, well, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. So we don't even necessarily need to rally, because, I mean, literally, he can choose any space, rally, put a dude there, and then just place a base down there. Am I missing something? I guess... Oh, yeah, I guess I should use random selection, I guess. I guess that makes sense. Let's do that. I guess you're right. See? I need Steven here to watch over me. Wow, I mean, you don't have to... It does, like, some people it costs, like, removal of 2 or 3 pieces, but okay, well. I guess I gotta stop thinking about the rules from other games and just play this one by the rules of this game, I guess, and just forget the other games. So, rally. So we're going to rally. We're going to choose a random space somehow. Here we go. Random space coming up. We need a green die. And a white die, I guess. And you can do this, what, into 3 spaces? Hang on a second. Let's flip this over. We're playing the Warlords. Rallying up to 3 spaces. Okay, so we're going to choose 3 spaces. Let's choose some spaces, people. So we got a 1, 1, which is up here. Ooh, that's like the worst space ever. Okay, that's what you decided to do. Six, 3, which is over here in Nuristan. And then 2, 2, which is Farbia. Okay. So they're going to place 1, 1, and 1. Because they don't have any bases there. Then they're going to choose one of those 3 spaces to cultivate. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so it's coming right here. Boom. Cha-ching. Alright, so that was a long process that I really screwed up. So I'll get in the flow. We'll do better. Can't do 1. Why can't I do 1? Oh, because you don't outnumber. Right. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be over in Nurstan. There we go. There we go. Because you got to outnumber the government. You gotta outnumber the, what is it, the police or the government? Let's look. Cultivate. I think it's police. Is it police? Oh, actually, there's like a hierarchy list. First, cultivate in a space where there's an existing warlord. No. Then in a space with no warlords. Okay. If no, prioritize the highest population spaces available. So he would have done it there anyways, because this is 2, this is only 1. So he would have prioritized the 2. Good Lord, we're finally done with our first card. Thank God. Let's move on. Whew. Holy crap stakes. So those 2 go to ineligible, and it's up to the Taliban and the government. Now, the government has an option. There's a space selection, but the cultivate rules are 4.5. Always just make sure, but according to the AI cultivation on page 19 under 8.93, cultivate as follows. You follow this like little hierarchy chart. And then is the prioritize the highest population spaces within the bullets 2, 3, and 4. So it'd be called card number 2, government. Oof. So the government gets to go, then we could go, but we're ineligible. Then the warlords, then the Taliban. Now the Taliban are last on this card, and they're last on the next card. So they're really screwed. So the government can play the line item and add aid to our resources. Add the lesser of aid or 15 to government resources. So would they play this? Let's see what the AI says about this. Non-player government. If current card has momentum event, no. Is there a card, is it capable? See, 8.1 is capable. Play unshaded part if it will. Shift patronage. Government res, which is the resources, right. So that will adjust the government resources. So it will play the unshaded parts. So the government will play the event. And it will go up 9 resources. So 9 and 14 is 23. That was easy. See? Told you it'd get faster. Woohoo! Now, Taliban. They're going to get to do a full-blown screw us over kind of thing, aren't they? Well, they can't do the card. So, let's look at the Taliban here. Where is the Taliban? All right, Taliban actions. Here we go. If none, we continue. Okay, so. Wait. I gotta flip the thing over. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the government. Okay. Terror. If the terror operation would shift 3 or more points of opposition and support combined, the Taliban will terror. So let's see what the terror does. Let's see what terror does. Add a supported site or at neutral. So terror would shift 3 plus opposing and supported combined. No, because they're not in any area that is coin controlled. They're only in Taliban controlled, so they're not going to terrorize. 15 plus Taliban guerrillas available. Yes, he's got a ton. All right, so they're going to rally. Yay! Here we go again. Rally! If no terror occurred, then at least 15 or more Taliban guerrillas are available. Or rally per the second bullet below would replace guerrillas with a base. The Taliban will rally as follows. Rally in up to 6 spaces in which paying resources. Rally in Pakistan may be free, which it currently is. Wait, yes. Rally into and march to and from Pakistan cost 0. Okay. So, pause rally to extort above whenever more resources are needed. At the end of the rally. Oh, wait. It costs us resources, right, for the dudes. We didn't take his resources away. And we did it in 3 spaces, so he's going to lose 3 resources. So he's down to 7. Got to remember that, guys. Okay. Important. Where indicated below, rally placing guerrillas until none are available. Therefore, rally to flip guerrillas underground. First, rally at all Taliban bases with no Taliban guerrillas. There is none. Then, rally in spaces with 3 or more Taliban guerrillas, replacing 2 guerrillas with a base. There is none. Move on. Then, rally where all Taliban guerrillas at Taliban base are active, and there are any cubes in the space. There are none. Then, rally in Kabul. If there is no underground Taliban guerrillas there already. So they are going to select Kabul. Then rally in up to 2 spaces that are neutral, have no coalition and no Taliban pieces. Within that, prioritize the highest population spaces. Then rally in up to 2 spaces that are neutral. 2 spaces that are neutral. And have no coalition and no Taliban pieces. So that's going to be a random thing here again. We're going to the random chart. We're going to do that for 2 spaces. And that is a 3 and a 5. That is this area right here. So we're going to select this area. And 4 and 4. 4 and 4 is this top area right here. So that's the 2 areas that don't have anybody in them. Okay. Then rally up to 2 spaces that are neutral and have no coalition or Taliban pieces. Then rally at all Taliban bases. So that is going to be here. Oops. Here, here, here. Then rally at all Taliban bases. Within that, rally in Pakistan spaces last. Then within the prioritization, the highest population spaces. Finally, rally in all 3 Pakistan spaces if the rally is free. Well, we only have actually 5 resources. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are free. So that will be everything he's going to be able to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 2 here are free. Woo! All right. We good. We good. We did that. We figured that one out. That's pretty good. I'm happy. All right. So rally, let's do this. So let's start here. 1. Let's start here. 1. Let's start here. 1. Here is 2. Here is 2. No, this is only 1 because the base, this is a 0. This is a 1 plus a 1 is a 2. This is a 1 plus a 1 is a 2. And that's a 1 plus a 1 is a 2. Because these are free, he gets to do those. These cost him 5 resources, so he's down to 0. I can, we'll hold those for now. Let's see what else happens. Then extort. Extort is foul. Extort on the 3 and 4 economic values. Align its controls. If no such extort is possible, infiltrate purple. Whoa. Oh, so they're going to try and extort, huh? Let's see here. If no 3 or 4 econ line of communications, can they get to any of the 3? Oh, they can. They can. There's a 4 here, so I guess we move a dude there. Where's the oh, here's the 3 right there, so we'll move over there. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it looks like there's only 1 4 and 1 3. Okay, so yes. So they're going to extort on 3 and 4 economic value line of communications. If no extort is possible, infiltrate. But we extorted, so we don't have to worry about that. Look at that. I think we did okay. We did pretty good. Boom, boom, boom. Yay, baby. All right. But Steven's going to come in and tell me I did it all wrong, and we're going to have to do it all over again. But I think we did it right. I think we did good. I think we can do this. Like all the coin games, man, you just got to get these first few plays done, man. You just got to get them done. And then we're, get them done, and then you know what to do the next time. So, all right, Steven, don't mess with me, man. All right, so they're done. We're sliding over. These guys come back. Take this and make this the active one, and we flip this up. So green is first. We're third on the card. Let's see if green is going to play this card. It's mine removal. And the fields are cleared. Set a 1 to 3 pop province with coin control to support and place a warlord base there. Now that sounds like something that our buddy might want to do. Let's see. Let's look at this card. It's number 69. Warlords, if coalition is a player, choose ops and special action. Really? If a warlord, if the coalition is a player, which I'm assuming is a regular non-AI guy, if coalition is a player, they're going to choose an ops and a special action. Okay, well, there you go. They're going to do an ops and a special action activation. What is this, if we get to play this event, what is it going to do for us? Replace any 4 sabotage with 1 government cube each. Well, that's not going to do us a lot because there's no sabotage markers. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Time out before we start this. We got to adjust a whole bunch of things. Taliban. They took over this area. They now have control of this area. Taliban now have control of this area. And that is 1, 2, 3. And is that it? I think that's it. So 3. So the Warlords dropped by 3 down to 13 because there is less uncontrolled population now, as the Taliban now have control of them. I wish it would say that on the chart to remind you to do that, but whatever. All right. See, I caught it. So Warlords, what are you going to do, Warlord buddy? Don't tell me you're going to rally again. Probably because you got a million things still. So I bet you rally again. What do you think? Where did our chart go? All right. It's probably going to rally again. Do the same thing he just did. I'm almost betting. Where the hell is his? There it is. Rally would place guerrillas with bases. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's going to do. All right, so let's see. What do we remember when we did this last time? What do we remember? What do we remember doing? I don't remember. Rallying up to 3 spaces. Space with 3 or more warlord guerrillas. No. Highest population space with at least 1 or more population with a single warlord base. Yeah, sounds good to me. He's got 3 of them. Okay. Then the highest population space with 1 or more population, a single warlord base, and room for another. If rallying, placing guerrillas, cultivate, rally, and then cultivate. Otherwise, cultivate and then rally. No, they're going to have to rally and then cultivate. So here's going to be 2. Here's going to be 3. And here is going to be 3 again. Well, he's getting a lot of guys out on the map. Yeah. In my Alien Abyss play, most factions rally until about the first prop card, and then they have enough pieces out to start moving. Yeah. Seems that way, doesn't it? So then we get to cultivate first. In a space with an existing warlord base with the highest population is going to be the kicker. So it's going to be one of those 2 because they're 2 and 2 and they already have a base. So we're going to go even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. All right. So he's going to place a base up here. And man, these warlords, I don't know, are getting pretty powerful, it seems to me. We got a lot of guys on the board. Okay, so that was their go. So now it's our go. We go last on the next card, so no sense in waiting. And the event is replace any force sabotage with any 1 government cube. So that's kind of a dead turn too. So I don't think we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing something way cooler. Damn it. Damn it. Where'd this go? Where'd this come from? Here? Yeah, I bet you here. Okay. All right. So March. No. Do we want? We got a base here now. Right. So we can do the thing where we bring the troops in. Right. We bring the troops in, and then we can try to get the support our way. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the old rally. That's the Taliban. We don't want them. We want the coalition. Here we go. Or we're going to train. Sorry, we're going to train. If a coalition base. Yes, we got a coalition base. Place up to 6 government queues from map. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. 6 government cubes. Let's do this. 6 big cubes. Boom. Right there. And that's going to cost 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot to pay the 3 resources, 1, 2, 3, for the Warlords again. Nobody reminded me of that. Alright, so we place the government cubes. Then, in one train space, with coin control, we can buy civil actions, which costs us another 3. 1, 2, 3. And we are actually going to get support. Support there. There's some support. That is worth 2. So we go up 2. The Taliban goes down 2. No, Taliban, that was neutral, so they don't go anywhere. That's right. So they'll stay where they're at. But we're up to 24 support now. Any 3 spaces, we can redistribute any coalition troops and up to 3 government troops. Problem is, like, none of these guys are active yet. So what do we do to make these guys active? Activate 1 guerrilla. So we got a patrol in each cube there. Right. Okay. So do we want to bring the hammer down on Mr. Al-Qaeda? Mr. Al-Qaeda? Do we want to do... I think we're going to do an airlift. Redistribute any coalition troops and up to 3 government troops among the 3 spaces. So we can do things like 1, 2, 3, but we're not going to do them. We can bring in some dudes here, and now we're just bringing 1, and we're going to bring in 1 there, 1 there, and another troop there. So we brought in 3 dudes with us, and 1 coalition dude. Then we can patrol, which will flip them over, and then we can assault them and knock them out, and then we can take their little area back. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to try anyways. Alright, and that costs us, what does that cost us to do all this stuff? Right, right. We took the money off. So I think that is our train and our airlift. Redistribute any coalition troops and up to 3 government troops from our 3 selected areas. So we can well, you know what? So we just moved the coalition troop. Oh, wait! Right. Hang on a second. We can bring in more forces. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a base over here. And that's going to knock us down 1. Because we brought in a base. Aha! See, I'm thinking. Now I understand what the things are for. I can get a little bit better understanding of what I should be doing. So, yeah. Oh, wait. No, wait. Wait. No, I can't do that. That's under surge. I can't do that. What am I thinking? We did an airlift. Right. Sorry. My bad. We did an airlift. The surge is different from the train. We did train and then surge. This time we did train and airlift because we're gonna see how this combat thing goes. So we actually have more troops than them. So Taliban loses control, and it flips over. No, I'm sorry, it's 4-4 actually. So it's going to go to. It is going to go to uncontrolled. I got to remember to do that, and that's going to knock the Warlords back up because this is now 4-4. You know what? because of that, I'm actually going to move in another guy, and we will move in another troop. We're going to bring him from off board, whatever. I'm going to bring him in from off board, so we go down another point there. But this becomes coin controlled now. We're going to see how that goes. Alright, so that was our... Oh, shit. We can only do a limited action. Damn! Or the event. So we can only do a limited action. Which means we can't do this fancy dancy move the stuff around. We're going to move all this stuff back wherever the hell it was. And this is going to go back here. I think it was here. I don't remember. I know we were at 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. We were at 15. So that's going to go back up. Damn, we can only do a limited action. So it's going to back up to 24. So we have 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yes, we are correct. So we can't do that because we had to do a limited action. Damn. Steven, man, what's up with you, man? You're not even keeping me under control anymore. All right, let's see what the next plays are here. So we have the power shuffle, which is active. Government, Warlords, Taliban, coalition. Wow, that seems really good. Replace up to 5 Warlord guerrillas with Belize. That seems really, really good. Replace up to 5 Warlord guerrillas with Belize. 3, 4, 5. We could take over all these areas. This is no longer coin controlled. This is still Taliban controlled. Which means this goes back down, right? Replace up to 5 Warlord guerrillas with Belize. I mean, that just seems like a no-brainer. Would he not? Let's see here. Let's see what the government thing says. Momentum event, if it's a capability event. If it's shifts patronage, government resources, aid, and coin control up. Well, yeah, by replacing those, it's going to shift control. Yes. It's going to shift the control up. Yeah. So they would play this event, which makes sense. I would play it if I was them. So you get to replace 5 of them with what was it, police? Where is it? With police. This is the Kabul respected. Sometimes I like to read the events. We should be reading all of these events for you guys. This is number 52. This is the power shuffle. Cabal wanted respect. See card 51. A major early achievement of Khazar presidency was the disarmament and reintegration of many warlord military forces in 2003 and 2004. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. That's Warlord guerrillas. Okay. Still not the worst thing in the world. I was thinking they were Taliban, right? But Warlord guerrillas, Taliban, yeah, same thing. So yeah, okay, so that makes sense. I'm glad I read the thing because, like I said, you can read these and it gives you a really good idea of what you're supposed to be doing on the board, right? Because I realize it says here replace Warlord, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? This major early achievement of Khazari's presidency was the disarmament and reintegration of many Warlord militia forces in 2003 and 2004. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why would that have to matter? And then I reread the thing and it says replace up to 5 Warlord guerrillas with police. But still, that's still pretty good. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to get rid of this guerrilla over here? I'd like to take over this area because there's 4 in there, so that leaves us with 1 extra. So we get rid of this guy or this guy. I guess we don't get to decide this, do we? It's like I'm playing every faction. That's the way I should play this game, to be honest. So let's do a random roll and see where he's going to try and take out some Warlord guerrillas. 3-2, which is Badamanan. And then that would go to the city. Then it would go to here. Then it would go to here. Then it would go back down to here. And then it would, you know what? I'm just going to roll again because that's like nowhere near the guerrillas. Let's try again, buddy. 5-2, which is Bakashir. Then Bakashir actually goes over to this area. Then it goes up to this area. Then it goes, I think, over here. Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Random area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go around in a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So he's going to replace 1 guy there. 5. Another guy there. 2. This guy there. 5. The last guy here. Well, that was convenient, wasn't it? And 5, which he can't replace anybody there, so 1. And wow, that was about as good as you could have rolled. Okay, now Coin has control of this area. So the Warlords go down 1. Coin now has control of this area, so it goes down another 1. And is there anybody else we need to adjust on that? Position and bases. Nope. Aid hasn't moved. These guys. Okay. So I think that was about as fair as we could have done. Just roll 1 to 5 on each one. I'm sure it probably would have said, if we go through the flowchart, it's probably going to say something like areas with Warlord bases with most population, right? So it would have probably taken them out of that area. But you know what? Random is random. So I'm just going to do a random area. I guess it makes more sense for it to go after the beggar areas, though. Good Lord. Are we going to have to actually... There's probably a whole procedure on randomness and deciding random places. And do I want to even do that? No, I'm not even going to do that because that's what I'm going to do. I want to undo what I just did. Take our 5 back. 5. So it's going to be the same as all the others, right? I'm sure of it. If you look at the procedure, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be, if you're removing, it's going to be from the highest location. So this is even and this is odd. That's what we're going to do. Even odd, because these are both 2s. These are 1, 1, 1. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. So 1 there. And 1 there. And 1 there. And 1 there. And 1 there. That was about as fair and as even and by the rules as you can get. So, we're actually going to get 2 points now. Where's our thing? Here's our thing. So, control. Their base stays there, though. So, let's look at how many. Let's just count up and just make sure the warlords are at the right amount. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the warlord should be at 10. Okay. There we go. Alright, so that was a good event. Now it's up to the Taliban. Obviously the Taliban is going to be doing their crazy nonsense. Alright, they can't play the card. Terror would shift, opposition, and support combined. Again, is he in any area? He needs to move out is what he needs to do. Because he's only in his own areas, except for the one in the city. Oops. But it's not going to shift it by 3. Actually, it would shift it by 3 or more, actually. Let me think about that. This is a 3-point in support. Let's look at terror. Let's look at the terrorization of the enemies. Let's see what happens here. Terror. If the terror operation would shift 3 or more points of opposition and support combined, the Taliban will terror as follows. Well, how do you read that? If the terror operation would shift support 3 or more points of opposition and support combined. Well, taking them down by 3, right? So, it does say do not expose the last Taliban guerrilla at a Taliban base. Okay, well, he's not at a base though. Pause, terror, and extort below whenever resources are needed. First, terror in support spaces. Then in neutral spaces. Is he in any neutral spaces? I don't think he is. But he's in this space. So he's gonna terrorize the neighborhood. Actually, wait a minute. He doesn't have any resources. Does this cost resources? Because he's got 0 resources. Let's see. Let's see what happens when he's at 0 resources, actually. I don't think he can do anything because he's at 0 resources. I think he's going to have to pass, actually. He could try to cause terror, but I think terror is going to cost money. Does it cost money? Terror. 1 resource per province. Yeah, so... line of communication are 0, though. But that's not going to adjust the track, so he's not going to do terror. So he is not actually going to end up doing terror. All right, so we move on. What's the next thing? We figured that out. Cheers, Hithwell. What's going on, buddy? All right, so we figured that out all by ourselves. So he's not going to tear. Is he have 15 or more? Ooh, it's going to be close. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He does have 15 exactly. So I guess that means he's going to do his crazy nonsense rally action. All right. Rallying up to 6 spaces in which playing resources. All right. Important. When indicated below, rally placing guerrillas until there are available. Therefore, rally to flip guerrillas. First, rally at all Taliban bases. So, let's look at this again. He's going to rally at all of his bases. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are... Oh, wait. He can't because he cannot... He doesn't have any points. It's actually free to rally there, though. So he would rally here, I bet. And then he would still get to do... let's see. What can he do after rally? Right, because he's out of money. After rally, he can try to extort or infiltrate. In one space with underground Taliban, but there's no opposition in any of his spaces. So he would try to extort anywhere. So he can't tear. He would try to rally. He can rally in a couple areas that are free still. Since he's got no money, he would go to extort, but he can't extort because he's already done the... Oops, oh, wait a minute. This should be... He was on the 3 line. I think when I knocked the pieces... I think I knocked one. That's why there was a black one over here. I think is what happened. Because I know he was on the 3 and the 4 line already. He would try to infiltrate, but there's no enemies in his area, so he won't infiltrate. He would try to extort. Anywhere without exposing the last Taliban. Taliban will pass, huh? You think they will pass? 8 points, 1... Does it say if they have no money, they'll automatically pass? When a non-player warlord with 0 resources... it says here, the non-player Taliban will use his special activity to gather resources. If I'm looking under low resources, and the non-player Taliban may use a special activity to gather resources, which I think is their extort. Their extort action. So let's look at extort. Yeah, I don't see where it says Taliban will pass, though. Where does it say Taliban will pass? When the non-player warlord has 0 resources is to execute operations or the government with fewer than 3, they'll pass. Note, non-player coalition can operate even when the government is out of resources, and the non-player Taliban may use a special activity to gather resources. Oh, you just downloaded yours? Well, I do actually have the rules on my computer screen, actually. So let me zoom down to 8.1. I got the version of the rules that just came in the box, man. I don't know. Let's look at low resources. When a non-player insurgent with 0 resources or the government with fewer than 3 is to execute operations, it passes instead. I have, what version of this do I have? I have the third printing. Third printing. These must be the, yeah, so I see what you're saying, but that is completely different than mine. Completely. Mine says low resources. When the non-player warlord with 0 resources is to execute operations, or the government with fewer than 3, they pass instead, earning resources. Note, non-player coalition can operate even when the government is out of resources, and the non-player Taliban may use a special activity to gather resources. But in the actual, I don't know what version of rules are these. Let me zoom up. Well, that's a second printing. I got a more up-to-date than what's on the GMT website? What? How is that possible? That's the second printing. Mine says third printing. You don't have the most up-to-date rules, man. I got the most up-to-date rules. And what's weird is the third printing is a straight reprint of the second edition with any known errata corrected and updated non-player aids. If you click on the link that says a rulebook on GMT website, it gives you this second printing. Why would it give you this second printing? I think I got a more up-to-date version than you, man. I think I got a more up-to-date version. Yeah, I see. It's only the second printing. Mine's the third printing. So you think these would supersede yours, I would guess. Because it makes sense. Because the Taliban has a special activity to get resources. Why would they pass to get one resource when they could do their special activity and get more resources, right? I mean, that doesn't make... It doesn't make sense that they would pass if they can get more. So they could extort. So let's look at extort here. Extort. Well, now I'm usually the one getting screwed, but it looks like I got a more up to date than everyone else, so that's cool. $883. If the Taliban still has 0 resources, extort everywhere they can. So that's what they're going to do. Now the extort, I think that's the one to get money, right? Activate a guerrilla, take 2 warlord resources per warlord base, if any. Add 1 or unsabotage LOC ecom in resources. What? How much money are they going to get here? Because they're not at any warlord base, so... Maybe if they can't not get money, then they would pass. But let's look at the Taliban special activities. Extort enables the Taliban to gain resources from regions or highways that they dominate. The Taliban may extort in any space with at least 1 underground Taliban guerrilla and more Taliban than enemy pieces. For each space, activate 1 underground Taliban guerrilla there. Add +1, or if an unsabotaged line of communication, its econ value to Taliban resources. If any warlord base is there, instead transfer 2 resources per warlord base to the Taliban. Okay, so they're going to get they're going to extort everywhere they possibly can. And they're going to go here and here. No, it said not. It said not to flip the last one because obviously you're trying to protect your base. So we wouldn't do it there, but we would do it here and here. I'm not sure about that. Kabul. I guess it says everywhere they can, so that's what I'm gonna assume. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing everywhere they can, but it does say in the rule, well, they can do it here. The rules specifically say. Let me go back to that so I don't mess it all up. Extort everywhere possible without exposing the last Taliban guerrilla into space with no opposition. Then, if the Taliban still have zero resources, extort everywhere possible. So I guess we'll go bullet point to bullet point. Extort everywhere possible without exposing the last Taliban guerrilla into space with no opposition. Then, if the Taliban still has zero resources, extort everywhere possible. If no extort is possible, then they will conduct no special activity. So, they can't rally because that costs resources. They can't march because there's no resources. Oh, wait, you know what? They can extort, and then once they have the money, they can do one of these actions. So you can extort before you do this. So they could actually do any one of these actions after they do their extort. Am I lying, or am I thinking that's true? Because once they extort, they'll have a whole bunch of money to be able to spend to do things. But this is one of these things where it's like it's funky, because here's the process. They're not doing the card. So then you go to the terror, and they're not doing the terror because they don't have any money. So they got to go to this one, which is the rally. And if they rally, they could actually rally. Yeah, you know what? They would probably rally here because there's two places that cost zero resources. So they would rally there. They would rally, then they would go to this extort, but they would only extort on 3 and 4 econ lines, which they've already done, which moves them down to the infiltrate box. And since they can't infiltrate, you then go back up to the extort button, which is up here, without exposing the last underground guerrilla at a Taliban base, anywhere without exposing it. And it says number 2 is still at 0 res everywhere possible. You can do a special activity before an operation, but yeah, the flowchart doesn't allow you to. I mean, there should be like another one that comes off right here that says, does the Taliban have zero resources? If yes, then it should have another box on what to do. Because if we're following the flow chart, right? If you're following the flow chart step by step, no, yes, they could technically rally because they can rally at their bases where it costs 0 resources. Then they go to extort. They can't do this option because they've already done that. So they would go to infiltrate. They can't infiltrate anywhere, so they would go back up here to the extort. And then with the extort up here, they can, anywhere they can extort, they would do it. And if they're still at 0, they would do it everywhere possible. So that's the way I'm going to follow it. It might be wrong, but that's what I'm doing. The only thing is, would they do it here if you're following the directions? Technically, at this point, they're still at 0. No, I guess it would say, I guess this is, if you can't do number 1, then you do number 2, which would be everywhere else. So I'm going to leave this flipped. So they're going to get 3, 4... Well, let's wait a second. Let's do the first part first. First thing they're going to do is they're going to rally. And that's going to bring us on 2 dudes. Oh, actually, wait a minute. No, that's not true. That's not even true. That's not even true because if they have 3+ guerrillas at a base... Right, let's flip these guys back over. Hang on a second. We have to do this step by step or Steven's going to yell at me. All right. Flip all these back over so that none of them are... Okay. Now. Rally. Blah, 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 blah. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Oh, yeah, we can do it at our bases. So we can do that. At a base in Pakistan. Three plus guerrillas place a base. Okay, how many does it cost to remove a base? Place 2 with the Taliban base. Okay. So they have 2 or more there, so they're going to take one of their bases. They're going to replace 2 dudes. They're going to put a base there. They have 3 dudes there, so they're going to take 2 of them off, or they're going to place another base, which means they're going to go up 2 points on opposition bases. So that's the only 2 areas they rallied. Where you have a guerrilla. Right, yes, correct. Only where you have a guerrilla. Right. Then, as we went through the flow chart, rally, over to extort. They can't do that. They go to infiltrate. They can't do that. They go back up to the main extort. And then they're going to, everywhere without exposing the last Taliban at an unopposed base. So they're going to go here. They will not do this one. They will do this one here. They will do this one here. They will do this one here. They will not do it up here because they don't have that. And they will do it up here. And they will do it up here. And they will do it up here. And that's going to get them $2, $3, $4. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, $14. Wow. $14. Let me count it again just to make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $15, right? Because I forgot to count this one over here. Let me put down the little pieces so I make sure so I don't miss any. And this one didn't, they're not going there, and they're not going there. Okay. So I can replace this red one. All right. So you got 2, 3 is 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 15 bucks. I got 15 bucks out of that. 15 resources, I guess, would be more technical. Technology, 15. We're up to 15 now. Woo, that was brutal. Well, remember, 4, 5, 6, 7 came out of these lines of communication. So if they had to do it again, they couldn't get those $7 that they got from that. All right, so that was, that was crazy. All right, guys, we've been going for a couple hours now. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'll be back on later. But, yeah, a little confusing to start, obviously. So, again, hate to say it all the time, but thanks to Steven for helping me out, keeping me under control here. But, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, this is one of those games. It's like you got to do it a few times. And then once you do it a couple times, it's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And you don't have to really look at the rules and do anything. But a little bit of confusion going on there. But that is going to be that. So these guys go over. These guys come up. This card comes over. This card flips. And we are ready to go with the next card. Definitely not a war game, but conflict sim game. But looks great. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's pretty good. So I'm enjoying it. I'm playing fun. I'm having a good time. It's, I think the first playthrough is going to be a little tough because you're trying to figure it all out. I don't even know what's good moves and bad moves. But after you play it a couple times, then you get a little bit smoother with it. You get a little faster. You understand what everybody can do, and it's not going to bog you down so much. So obviously, like all games, the more you play it, the better it is, or the faster it plays for you. But yeah, I like it. I've been watching some Gandhi playthroughs, and I really like the cards and the little charts that come with the AI and that system. And I know I've got the Fire in the Lake one that they're coming out with, the pre-order for that, which is going to have the same thing with the cards and the charts as opposed to these flow charts. And I really think they should go back and redo some of the other ones, because some of these games could really you could use an upgrade on the system with the AI, so it's not a little confusing, especially if zero money, right? Because basically Taliban spends all their money they can rallying and bring guys out, and they're going to try and spend all their money. So there should be an option here. If they don't have any money, what should they do? But there isn't, so we had to kind of figure it out. I think we did good, though. I think we figured it out. Yeah, you think they'll go back if the cards become popular? The Taliban is similar to the FARC. Yeah, they are similar to the FARC. I think this and Alien Abyss are pretty close. I mean, there's not many rule variations between them. They're pretty close. So that's why I thought, put Alien Abyss on hold. We'll play this. We'll get a little bit of experience. And then when we get the second edition, we go back, we pick up Alien Abyss, and it should be just, pretty easy to pick up and stuff. But anyways, yeah, the difference with this one is the government and the coalition and the government actions. The coalition doesn't have any money at all. They also get points for not having units on the map, which is a little anti, I mean, in most coin games, you're trying to bring your units on the map. The coalition's kind of different in that they don't bring units on their map. There is this track, which hasn't come into play because we haven't actually had any events that really did much. We had one event that gave the government $15, and the other event was, what was the other event we played? We removed Warlord Gorillas. So we didn't have any like super cool event. I mean, some of these cards are so cool. There's so many cool events. We just haven't had any of them, you know. We removed a few Warlords and we gained $15. So most of them have been manipulating the, you know, the flowcharts type thing. I really think they should go back and do some of these other ones. I'm really hoping they do. Because I think I've been, like I said, I don't own Gandhi. But if I was to get another coin system, I would get Gandhi. Or I would get All Bridges Broken because I want to try the new card AI system with the charts. And it looks really slick. And it looks like it takes a lot of the questions out of the flowcharts because it basically says you read it from left to right and you read it from top to bound. And it would say, if you're looking for a city, it will say, look for highest population city. And then, okay, next, looking for cities without bases. Okay, next, looking for cities without enemy cubes. Next, looking for cities with your cubes. Next, okay. And then you narrowed it down, so now you look at the board to see what falls in that category. So I think it takes a lot of the questions out because it's pretty black and white in what you're looking for. When you're looking at a flowchart, you're not really, you know, there's not as many lines and stuff. This is like a big chart with all these little dots that you're looking for. And of course your cards, you know, you have the card and you're reading it. Does this apply? No. Go to this. And it has a flowchart on it, but there's only like 2 parts of the flowchart. The rest of it reference those charts, those big charts I was talking about, which look really good. So if I was going to get another coin game, I would try All Bridges Burning and Gandhi, which both have the new system. Fire in the Lake is getting one. It's on pre-order. It's at the printers, so maybe another month or two, and that'll be out. I'm hoping probably another less than a month, maybe. And they'll have the Fire in the Lake one. I do have Fire in the Lake on the way, so we can try that with the new system as well. So, and also the cards add some variance as well. Yes, it's not as much of a do this and this and this and this. One card might go start here. Does he do this? No, then try this. Another one might go try this. No, try this. No, try this. No, then do this. You know, instead of always doing the same thing in order, which really, you know, that's the way humans think, right? That's the way humans play. They don't do everything the same every time. Oh, I'm going to do a rally. Oh, I'm going to do a rally. Oh, I can't do a rally, then I'm going to do this. So I think, like I said, if I was going to get another coin game, I got Pendragon, I've got this one, I got Alien Abyss, and Fire in the Lake's on the way. If I'm going to get another one, it's either going to be Gandhi or All Bridges Burning, because I want one with the new system. So, yeah, it looks good. Anyways, I'm going to take a break, guys. Thanks, Steven, for your help. Thanks, Hithwell. Be sure to check out Hithwell and his wonderful flying colors. I've been trying to get that to the table. That got pushed aside, and I'm trying to learn some stuff from his playthrough of flying colors. So make sure you check out his video. Go subscribe. Give him a thumbs up. Let him know that all his effort and time is being supported. And, you know, we appreciate his effort and time. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good day. We'll see you later tonight.